It's a place of bone-chilling cold and suffocating silence. A place where 9 experienced hikers set up camp on a frigid night in the Ural Mountains. They had no idea it would be their final night on Earth. Their tent was found days later, abandoned. But not in the way you'd expect. It had been slashed open from the inside. Their footprints led barefoot into the deep snow, away from the shelter. What they ran from remains one of the darkest mysteries of the 20th century. This is the story of the Dyatlov Pass incident. It began as a simple, ambitious adventure. 9 Soviet students and graduates, all skilled and resilient, set out on a winter trek across the northern Ural Mountains. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. Their goal was to reach Mount Odertan, a difficult but achievable challenge. They set off on January 25th, 1959. Their early journal entries and photos paint a picture of camaraderie and optimism. They were laughing, joking, and full of hope. They had been trained for this. They knew the risks. They would have been prepared for anything, or so they thought. On February 1st, they arrived at the slopes of a mountain known locally as Kolatsayakl, or Dead Mountain. The weather was turning. A blizzard was approaching, and the biting wind was relentless. It was here, on the treacherous side of a mountain, that they made their final camp. Their last known photograph, taken moments before disaster, shows the group huddled around their tent. The fire has been put out. The mood seems calm. According to a flashlight found later, the time was 9:49 p.m. The tent was zipped up tight against the cold. And then something happened. Days passed. The group failed to check in. A search party was dispatched. On February 26th, they found the abandoned tent. What they saw defied explanation. The tent was intact, but had been sliced open from the inside. Most of their clothes, their food, and their gear were still inside. A trail of 8 sets of footprints, some barefoot or in socks, led away from the tent and into the freezing darkness. They were scattered and disorganized, suggesting a desperate rush. 2 bodies were found first, a mile away, by the remains of a fire. They were dressed only in their underwear. The next bodies were found frozen in the snow. Weeks later, the autopsies revealed the chilling truth. 2 had fractured skulls. 2 had broken ribs. 1 woman's tongue and eyes were missing. There were no signs of a struggle. Most shocking of all, a later investigation into their clothing revealed inexplicable levels of radiation. What could have caused such terror? A sudden avalanche? Experts disagree, pointing out the lack of debris. Infrasound, a low-frequency hum that can induce panic. A plausible but unproven theory. A secret military test. This could explain the radiation, but not the bizarre wounds. The most disturbing theory suggests a paranormal event. What if they ran from something unseen? Something so terrifying that they chose a freezing barefoot dash to a certain death rather than stay inside a warm tent. 56 years later, the files remain open. The only certainty is that the 9 hikers of the Dyatlov Pass did not die from the cold. They were running from something, and whatever it was, it found them. What do you think happened on that mountain? Was it a natural disaster or something far more sinister? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more unsettling mysteries, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next dark file.